Hello everybody, I thought I'd give a Johnny 5 update since he got back. We got a few things we've got to sort out. As you notice on the table here, there's a number of his covers that are not on him. And unfortunately, his head is right there. And that is because he's undergoing some surgeries right now. So we got a number of things that have come to light since his outing that I'll talk about in this video. And as we progress, I'll make sure to show you some of the updates that as he gets back to his normal operation, so he can be ready for the next event. So a couple of things have come up since he was gone, and it started off with, I noticed some damage in this area here where the lower torso actuator connects to the cradle base. So what had happened was, as you can see here, there's a little bit of a bow, and that ended up scraping in here. And I'll put some pictures up on the screen of what it looked like when I took it apart. When I assembled this, I did the angle iron version, and I did not weld these side pieces to the piece that goes across here. That obviously, we had some downward force here that took advantage of that weakness. So Input Inc. has devised a version 3, if you will, of this part. And it's going to be getting, and it's a full piece that gets bent. And so we're sending that out to get that replaced. So once that gets back, we'll get that all sorted away, and that'll take care of that problem. The next issue was right here. I'll put an image up on the screen of that. There were some screws in there that had backed out, and one of them got bent. So word to the wise, make sure you're using something like purple Loctite. I'm going to put those screws back in momentarily, take them all out, put some purple Loctite in there, and sort that out so that those don't back out again. Same kind of issue over here. You can see gotten a few that are gone there. So I'll be taking a bunch of these out that I can access and getting that done. And then when I have that track off next, I'll worry about those underneath. Another area that gonna have to redo is this area here at the mid torso. So you can see here, once again, I'll put some images up on the screen. You can see how bad this was, but those got severely bent through, we believe it was through a mishap at the other end of the country. Whenever he was being moved, there was some strapping that was holding him in place, and he started to move while the strapping was in place, and it completely jacked those plates up. So we'll be ordering some new steel plates for that, getting that installed. Got a number of things to sort out there. And then just a day ago, we had an incident with his upper torso actuator. The motor has burned out on it. So we're not 100% sure what went wrong. There was a little bit of a mishap when he got to his location that may have put some unfortunate stress on there. But we don't know for sure if that was the root cause or not. The bottom line is the motor is burnt out. And so that's waiting on another actuator to come in, so that way I can replace that piece of it and get that reassembled. And I'll be keeping the other one, and hopefully I can find a motor for it, and then I'll have a spare. So that's kind of the plan around that. I worked on his neck pistons and got those adjusted a little bit better. I need to take the neck pistons off of here. They're sticking, so I need to take these off, clean them, apply some proper lubricant so those are not sticking when they go up and down, and then recharge the system. That is definitely closer to last on the list of things to do. The next thing also is his arms. So I've got his hands reprinted. So these were some early prints that frankly are not very good. They're kind of brittle. So I was trying to print some filament that my printer would not support, and it ended up coming out brittle. So I've reprinted these now. They're in the stages of getting sanded and painted. I'll probably not paint them fully until I reassemble them and then test it out with the cabling, which I hope to get really soon. So we'll be taking these arms back off and then working the cabling to get all this functional. So that'll be another step we'll be working on rather quickly here. The only other couple things that we need to probably work on is when I take his arms off, there's a spacer that goes in here into this plastic piece that shims this so that it pulls this tight. I don't have that in place, so this belt is not always fully tight and it wants to skip. So we're gonna get that fixed up while we have that off. And then on his head, we have, I think it's this eye, one of the wires for the NeoPixels on the inside popped loose. So while I have his head off, we'll get that repaired and fixed up. And then I found this gem. So obviously not movie accurate, but it's pretty dang close. It looks really nice. So I'll be modifying this up and sticking it on him for the time being until a more accurate version comes to be. And then that's pretty much where we're at. Hopefully if I get all that fixed up, I may work on his lower torso cover just a little bit more to make it a little more presentable until the updated version of that comes out. I know there's a lot of work getting done on that to operationalize the doors for the battery and the console. So I look forward to doing that when it does come available. And then I'm also going to be reprinting these and using the updated CAD version of the mounting plates that go on here. Had these that I had made prior to that being available, because I'm going to be redoing this anyway. It's going to require this to be more in line with the CAD, so I'm just going to go ahead and reprint those and get those mounted up there. And then eventually the covers that go on there, I'll be able to utilize the feature where they're magnet attached as opposed to screwed on there, which will be really handy for getting to that area on the fly. So yeah, so that's where we're at. More to come with Mr. Johnny 5.